If I see one more 20-something-year-old trying to look like a crypto millionaire, acting like they're crazy rich Asians, when they're actually surviving on instant noodles, debts, and anxiety, I might just throw my phone into the sun. Because let me ask you this, why the hell are you out there dressing like you're headed to the Met Gala? When your bank accounts are screaming Brokey Brokerton in all caps? What's wrong? No, seriously? Why? Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, wasn't poppin'. Bottles and partying in his 20s, he was selling books out of a garage. Steve Jobs looked like a barefoot monk half the time, and Mark Zuckerberg? He wore a cheap hoodie every damn day. You think these guys cared about swag and style? No, they cared about dominating. And they knew looking poor wasn't a sign of failure, it was a sign of a focus. Yet, we have people in their 20s out here doing everything they can to look rich. New outfit, aesthetic apartments, flashy vacations, expensive chains, financing BMWs they can't spell, getting into debts to post soft life content for people who don't even like them, just to look like they made it. They made it where? The Bankruptcy-Court? Let me break it down. Looking poor in your 20s isn't a failure, it's the cheat code. Why? Because while the rest of your age mates are busy looking like a TV fashion ad on the outside, but crumbling like a wet biscuit inside, you're investing, you're saving. You're saying no to expensive dinner, so you can say yes to early retirement. You're not flexing designer belts because you're too busy tightening yours to fund your dreams. Oh, let me give you a little perspective. Jeff Bezos looked like an IT guy from a dial-up startup in the 90s, and now he owns half the damn internet. Elon Musk literally looked like a budget bond, villain for years before anyone took him seriously. You don't glow up by spending, you glow up by building. In your 20s, there's this pressure to show the world, hey, I've got my life together. But here's the wild truth no one tells you. Looking rich is easy, staying rich is rare. And the ones who look broke right now, yeah, they might just be the future millionaires you'll be working for one day. Let that sink in. Looking poor now gives you the room to fail. Learn, grow, and not get judged. Because no one expects you to have it all together. You're invisible. And invisibility is power. Use it. But instead, y'all are out here using debts to buy Gucci, eating pizza with rent money, and wondering why your anxiety is tap dancing on your chest every night. And it gets worse, because boom, you turned 23. You just got your first real paycheck. Instagram is a war zone of flex. New shoes, rented cars, luxury vacations, staging your little I'm successful. Photo shoots next to rented Lambos and Airbnbs you split 5 ways. You're thinking, if I don't look successful, no one will take me seriously. Overnight success stories, hustle culture without wisdom, validation over value. And so you start thinking, if I'm not popping by 25, I'm a failure. When in reality, most real wealth is built quietly, slowly, silently, in the background. Everything. That broke season was just your seed season. And now that you've bloomed, you help others water themselves too. Your story, raw, honest, unfiltered, becomes a light in someone else's dark tunnel. Because they'll see you and think, if they could do it without faking, so can I. It's not a curse. It's camouflage. Because while they're focused on the guy flexing, you're quietly building in the shadows. Boring financial foundation, while no one's watching. Here's your checklist to quietly get rich while everyone else is posting fake lifestyles. I emergency fund, at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. No high interest debt. Don't flex while drowning. I invest early, in index funds, ETFs, or a basic stock portfolio. Automate your savings so your money disappears before you can spend it. I track every shilling or dollar. Every cent saved now buys freedom later. Live on 60% or less of your income. The rest goes to building your empire. Boring is sexy when you're playing the long game. Your goal isn't to show off this year. It's to be financially unshakable 5 years from now. She weaponized the underdog energy. The world won't expect you to succeed when you look poor. Use that as fuel. Let people underestimate you. Let them make assumptions. Let them think you're not a threat. And then, outlearn them, outwork them, outgrow them. While they're chasing attention, you're building assets. While they're impressing strangers, you're impressing your future self. Let them laugh. One day they'll be your employees. Your invisibility now is your advantage. You get to experiment, fail, rebuild, without an audience watching or judging. 4. Focus relentlessly on high-income skills. Here's where your broke season becomes dangerous. Use the time, freedom, and low expectations to go all in on copywriting, coding, digital marketing, public speaking, graphic or UX design, video editing, CapCut, Adobe, content creation, AI tools and automation, e-commerce, affiliate marketing, consulting, starting your own digital product or service. These are skills that pay forever and cost nothing to learn online. In your 20s, don't try to look rich. Try to become so skilled they have to pay you. 5. Document the journey, not the lifestyle. If you're creating content, don't fake the rich life. That story's old. That aesthetic's stale. Instead, flip the script. Show people what no one else is showing. The struggle, The ugly process, the behind the scenes, the reality of building in silence. Talk about the ramen noodles, the sleepless nights, the tough lessons, the wins that don't look good on Instagram. That kind of raw, vulnerable, honest storytelling, it builds loyal fans. It builds a community. It builds trust. And trust is worth more than clout. 6. Create quiet flex milestones. Instead of flexing clothes, cars, or lifestyle, flex goals like, I just finished reading 30 books this year. I made my first $1,000 from my laptop. I learned a new skill that now pays me monthly. I haven't asked my parents for money in 6 months. I just bought my first asset. I turned down a toxic job because I had savings. I wake up with peace, not panic. Quiet wins hit different. They don't need applause. They echo in your future. And then, after all that quiet work, all the why don't you upgrade your phone? And why are you still living like that? Moments, something crazy happens, you start winning, publicly. And the same people who used to whisper behind your back, now ask, yo, how did you do it? Let's talk about what happens when this all pays off. Chapter 5. How it all pays off in the end. Why looking poor now becomes the richest decision you ever made. You sacrificed the flashy clothes. You ignored the get-rich-fast traps. You skipped the clout chasing. You quietly built something real. And then, the world changes. Not the whole world, your world. Let's walk through it. 1. You built the one thing everyone else skipped, leverage. While others flexed, you learned. While others spent, you saved. While others chased trends, you mastered timeless skills. And now, you have leverage. You don't have to beg for jobs. You can create your own income. You don't have to settle for underpaying gigs. You have negotiation power. You don't have to tolerate toxic environments. You can walk away calmly. Leverage means options. Options mean freedom. Freedom means power. And the people who laughed when you looked broke, they're stuck. Because they traded the long game for likes. Your success feels real because it is. Here's what people don't tell you. The ones who fake it in their 20s often burn out in their 30s. Why? Because their success was borrowed, fragile, and shallow. But you built emotional intelligence. You developed financial discipline. You mastered marketable skills. You nurtured resilience through the struggle. You built a powerful personal brand that didn't need lies to survive. The wins hit harder when you earned every bit. The freedom feels sweeter when you know what struggle tastes like. The peace is louder than any applause ever could be. Say the "no one believed in me" story turns into your superpower. Remember when people questioned you? Why are you always working? Why don't you ever go out? Bro, just enjoy life. You're too serious. They thought you were broke. They didn't know you were building a blueprint. And now, you walk different. You think different. You live different. Because they built a highlight reel. You built a life. One day they'll ask, yo, what's the secret? And you'll say, I stopped caring how I looked and started caring who I was becoming. 4. You inspire the next generation of underdogs. And this is the full circle moment. You become the proof, the example, the reminder that not fitting in is exactly how you stood out. That not flexing is how you ended up with everything. That broke season was just your seed season. And now that you've bloomed, you help others water themselves too. Your story, raw, honest, unfiltered, becomes a light in someone else's dark tunnel because they'll see you and think, if they could do it without faking, so can I. For the final contrast, the real rich versus the fake rich. Let's make it plain. The fake rich spends to impress, the real rich invests to grow. The fake rich buys liabilities, the real rich buys assets. The real rich seeks freedom. The fake rich is loud online. The real rich is quietly powerful. The fake rich looks rich, feels broke. The real rich looks simple, feels unstoppable. The fake rich is trapped in lifestyle inflation. The real rich is free with financial confidence. The fake rich wants followers. The real rich builds a legacy. You didn't just avoid the trap. You flipped the whole game board. The 20s are a setup, not a show. Here's the one truth they won't tell you. If you can delay the illusion of success, you'll unlock the reality of it. Your 20s are not the season to prove you've made it. Your 20s are the season to make it quietly. Read more books than tweets. Build more skills than selfies. Stack more assets than outfits. Chase freedom, not followers. Be rich in potential, not just appearance. Because when the real glow up comes, it doesn't just shock the world, it silences it.